Happy New Year. Oh, just woke up. I feel like my mouth is very, very dry. For this week's video, I'm going to try to grab today just kind of a day in the life in the sense of it's a holiday day, so I don't have work. I'm just going to be doing some training. I had check-ins this morning, so on my check-in days, I take my blood glucose to send over to Justin. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to get changed back into my comfy clothes. So this is just like a cheap blood glucose monitor from Amazon, so it's super easy. You just get a little dropper. Which is pretty normal, and we just kind of look at it to look at different trends. So today is a check-in day. My neck was feeling kind of funky yesterday, so today's supposed to be a routine day, so we will see how that goes. I'm going to chill out for a little bit and drink some coffee and then get started on my day. So check-ins are done. I have some delicious Dutch Brothers coffee. I was always like a Starbucks girly, and then I was dog sitting and they had a Dutch Brothers near their house and I got obsessed. I now prefer that over anything else. I have one complaint with Dutch Brothers, the fact that it doesn't have an inside, because I like to go to coffee shops to work, so sometimes I have to go to drink other places' coffee, which I don't like as much, so that I can get out of the house sometimes, just because I do work at home and then I also do coaching and it's also remote. So I just sometimes have to get out of the house. This morning, I'm going to submit my check-in to Justin. I'm going to get in my recovery boots that I pulled out. I got those for my birthday this year, and honestly, one of the best purchases of 2025. So I have the boots and I have the hip attachment. So it's for your hips, glutes, and it has just helped a lot with my recovery. Then I have my laptop next to me. I'm going to look at some clients' programs. I don't think I have a ton to do there. And then I need to study for a test that I'm taking soon. It is Thursday. It's going to be January 1st, first day of the year. I cannot believe it is 2026. 2025 was wild. There was good, there was bad, ups, downs, all the things, but we're moving forward. We're about 9 weeks out from Arnold, US. So all focus is there, along with work and, all my regular responsibilities. But definitely for the next 9 weeks, we are going to be pushing it hard to make sure that we are ready on time and everything is going to, go the way we want it to with the physique and the routine. I think I mentioned before in one of my previous videos, this routine just feels a lot more fun to me. It's a lot more my style. Last year at the Olympia, it was a flop, but it was like you had to try something different to know it didn't work for you. So I'm just looking at it that way. So I'm going to get to relaxing, get to working, and I will catch you guys later. Okay, so we are cooking meal 1. I'm going to do 2 eggs and 4 ounces of egg whites. And I have some sourdough. It's about 80 grams of sourdough. And then I was about to run out of rice, so I went ahead and got some rice started over here. Most of the time, I just kind of cook it as I need it. Not every day, but every couple days. I started measuring my rice weighed this past year, and it just made my life a little bit easier. So most of the time, I don't necessarily set aside time to meal prep. But whenever I start to run out of something, chicken, fish, rice, I just go ahead and throw it in, because it's not something I have to stand over, because I do my rice in the Instapot, and then most of the time with my chicken and my fish, I'm cooking it in the air fryer, so you can kind of just start it and walk away. So I try to do that before I run out of anything, and then just kind of continue to replenish everything as I go. So then I can I don't really ever pre-portion my meals ahead of time, but everything's already cooked, and then I can just portion it out as I go. Most of the time I'm eating, in the morning, eggs with sourdough or eggs and oats. I need to start adding in some veggies to my first meal. And most of the time I just do spinach and I cook it up in a skillet with my eggs. And then from there, most of my meals are just the same because I like the meals and I prefer it. So it's usually just some variation of chicken or fish, green beans, white rice, and ghee. And I'll use some Thai chili sauce, and I can eat that probably every day for the rest of my life because I was still eating it in my off season and I really loved it. And then usually my last meal is when I will drop carbs for my meal if it's like a regular training day, and it'll just be some type of red meat with green beans. Okay, so I'm getting moving here this morning. For meal 2, I had rice, green beans, chicken with ghee, and now I put together my little intra-workout drink. On routine days, I do the same thing that I do on training days, minus a pump product. I don't include my pump in my intra drink, so what I do is creatine, glutamine, hydrate, which is the electrolytes, and then the EAA supplement, just to make sure that I'm still getting those in on my non-training days, but I just don't really use a pump product because I don't need a pump during routine. And then I'm gonna pack some water. I'm going to drink my Royal Power on my way to the gym. It takes me about 25-ish minutes to get over to the tumbling gym, so I can kind of like have my pre-workout drink on the road, and then I'll just drink my intra drink during, and then I always just bring water and a snack just in case I end up being there for a longer period of time. I'm hoping I'm gonna be alone today, but if not, no worries. I just was hoping to have some quiet time to myself, but we're gonna head over to the gym. We're gonna work on this routine. I think I had mentioned before that the routine is about 90% done. There's a little bit left at the end. I've started piecing the skills in where I want them. I just need to work on the choreography piece. And then there's one dance section that I just haven't loved anything that I've been doing. So I have something in place to practice for endurance purposes, but that choreography isn't going to be, what I'm doing on stage unless I just make small tweaks and I start to like it more once I practice it more. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I can't believe it's in 9 weeks. Okay, we are here at my tumbling gym. We are going to have some space to ourselves to work on my routine. So I'm very, very lucky to have found somewhere to come, especially for choreography. You just beat yourself up so much when you're trying things over and over before you have it like finally choreographed. So this is just helping save my body. I'm not old, but 32. I've been competing in fitness. This is going to be my 10th year, 2026. Seems crazy. And before that, I did cheer, and that's always on a hard surface. I did gymnastics, that's on a spring floor. But it just takes a toll on your body over time that in order for me to be able to practice multiple times a week, I really, 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 it cannot be on a hard surface all the time. So for now, I like to use a mix. I will start doing a hardwood floor practice probably this weekend for the first go round. And usually what I'm doing in that circumstance is like say today I run it in the goal is to finish up the ending. Even if I don't perfect that little bit of choreography in one of my sections, then the goal is to run it in 4 sections. So then my goal when I go to a hardwood practice this week is going to be 5 sections. So I just shorten it up a little bit. And then as the weeks progress, next week, my goal for routine might be run it in 3 sections. And then my hardwood floor practice is going to be run it in 4 sections. And I keep doing that until I want to get lots of reps full out on the soft surface. I only really need to get a handful of reps on a harder surface because it's more about my endurance and then just being comfortable in the skills on the hard surface more than beating myself up. My hit is going to help with my endurance. It's going to help being prepared for a hard surface because a lot of times my hit isn't on a spring floor. So it's just getting enough reps in on the surfaces and all the things. So it's the middle of the day, so I don't even feel like I need to turn the lights on, and the temperature in here is perfect, so I'm not going to be having to turn on the AC or anything. So it just makes it really easy for me to get moving and just start working on this routine. Okay, I lied. This vlog was not a day in the life. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yesterday I went and I did routine practice, and then I was there for several hours, and I left and did my cardio and got home. Today I got my car serviced, so I was sitting there for a few hours doing some work. I'm now at destination. I'm going to do pish and some cardio. I'm going to try to do some recovery tomorrow and train as well. And then I actually have a fitting to start working on my costume. So all good stuff. Sunday I'm going to try to hit another routine practice, but I'm going to move towards a hard surface. I'm like so close to being like it being where I want. I think I'm going to cut the music in one spot, and then also there's just one section that, like, for the life of me, I can't get the flow of it the way I want. But we're going to keep working on that. Again, I'm going to be doing some push today. So, got warmed up. And now it's time to train. Push days, I'm going back to training with fat grips. So I have a history of getting tennis elbow, golfer's elbow in both of my arms. And I want to kind of be preventative this prep because I had a really bad flare-up last prep. So training with fat grips, like, it kind of prevents you from over gripping, which is something that irritates the golfer's elbow, tennis elbow, whatever. I have it on the medial and lateral side on both arms when there's a flare-up. So it kind of prevents that from happening, and then you have to use a little bit lighter weight. So going a little bit slower, controlling the weight, and just trying to take the tension off of my forearms. Okay, so next I'm moving on to side lateral raises. I'm going to be doing them in the machine, and I like to put little foam pads where my elbows are so I get a greater range of motion. For me, this machine starts a little bit too far out, and I really want to start as close to the bottom as possible to get all of the contraction in my side lat. This is my preferred method. I really like to do side lateral raises with dumbbells, but again, it's something that agitates my elbows, holding the weight, hanging the weight, driving from the elbows. So again, just to be cautious these next few weeks, I need to do everything I can to make sure I don't end up injured. So I'm going to go back to using cables for some of them as much as I can, but again, that's an irritant for me. The side lateral machine, as long as I put pads in it, tends to give me the same range of motion, less pressure on my elbows. Okay, so the two exercises that I started with that I did not film was a chest fly with, I use a foam roller to get a full stretch chest fly, and then I was doing incline chest press with dumbbells and my fat grips. And those are the first two exercises that I started with before I moved on to everything else. And now I'm just kind of doing rope pulls for my rear delts. I am programmed to do reverse pec deck, but we only have one in destination and it's taken, and I'm kind of in a hurry. And I'm going to superset it with just cable lateral raises so that I get another set of those in. Yeah, I feel it a little bit in my elbows, but not too much. So we're going to roll with it for today and see how I feel later. here. Yesterday when I finished training, I did a HIIT session to get caught up on just some of my cardio, and I got home and studied, relaxed, walked the dogs, did all the things. Today is Saturday. Usually it's my main day 2 practice routine, but my schedule is just still a little bit off from the holidays. So today I woke up, I ate, I got out the door because I was going to have a long day. So I had some body work this morning, and then just got caught up doing some things. So I'm here now. I'm going to be going in to start working on my costume for the Arnold, and I'm going to get that done. It should be pretty quick. It's local, so it's super nice to just be able to stop by and be able to handle everything in person. And when I leave here, I'm planning to get my training and cardio done, which is fine. We'll get that done. Hopefully get home, have time to also do some additional recovery today. I've just been, honestly, I feel like burning it at both ends. So just on top of the additional routine practice, just because of the time frame out and training and all the things in the holiday and just kind of being off my schedule and like not getting my regular body work done, I definitely have felt a little more tired than normal. So I want to try to get an Epsom salt bath tonight, maybe get in my boots, just chill out, recover, get to bed early, sleep in. Tomorrow I'm going to start practicing my routine on the hardwood floor. So I know that's going to require a lot of energy from me as well. And then we're going to wrap the week with just my last little bit of cardio. And then we should be back in the norm for my schedule for the most part. This upcoming week, I think my only thing off schedule is I have my tattoo appointment. So I had the first session done last June on my forearm. So now we're going to do the other side of my arm, get that done, and then hopefully I think there'll just be one more session probably end of the year to do like the filler. I'm just going to be doing the forearm sleeve. I'm not going to be doing anything else. I can't think of anything else that I would even get done, but that's kind of my plan for that. So I'm gonna get going inside. I'm going to hopefully get this costume. I mean, I know what we're doing, so it's not like it's a surprise or that it's gonna take that long, but just get this going so that I can be on my way and continue about my day. But it has been a hectic couple weeks, so thanks for dealing with my chaos. This is going to be my weekly recap. We are here at LA Fitness. I'm sitting in the sauna for a few minutes before I do my last cardio session for the week. I just did a hardwood floor practice here at LA Fitness. For my first hardwood floor practice, I was happy with how everything went. I did about, I think, all my skills except for one. It was just it was my opening tumbling pass. My neck is still not feeling 100%. But there was also some people in there chatting, and so sometimes when I'm tumbling, I just want to be able to concentrate. And with my neck, I didn't want to risk anything, but it's feeling a lot better. But I figured I'd hold off on that one skill. I did everything in 4 sections, so I ran each section twice. I'm going to take a look back here at the video and splice it together to take a look at it and go from there. I am sending my routine to a couple friends. There's just a couple little tweaks that I'm just like not happy with, so I just want to get some other eyes on the routine. I had my check-ins with Justin this morning, so waiting to get a response back from him, but I will plop just kind of where I'm at the end of my vlog here. Happy with the look. My weight is still a little bit up from where it was a couple weeks ago, but I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to fret about it. The composition looks good. The shape looks good. My muscles look like full. So that's a great place to be. Obviously, we want to see the weight come down. I'm about 9 weeks out, and I think I would lose about, from now until stage, 10 pounds. So give or take 2 or 3 pounds of water. So I'm thinking 7 or 8 pounds in the next 8 weeks, which is doable, especially as my food continues to trend down. I also know that I'm probably holding a decent amount of water the last 2 weeks with the holidays and stuff. I've just been off my normal schedule. Still been following my diet, doing all the things, but taking into account just being off your schedule, my sleep has been good, not great. My waking up times has been different. And then also I was doing a lot of routine work. So like my body has been pretty sore. I haven't woken up yet in probably the last 10 to 14 days, not with some type of soreness. So I did do a lot of recovery yesterday and I did feel better today, but obviously I did some routine work. So I am going to be getting some more body work this week. just get back in my routine because I know that I need to just make sure that I'm recovering so that my body continues to respond. So that's kind of where this is at. Right now, what we're doing is baseline diet, and it's going to be a training day diet or a rest day diet, and that's 5 days. And then after 5 days, then I'm having a high day. So I should be having one pretty soon. And yeah, I think that's where everything's at. Cardio hasn't changed. The last change that we make, so right now I'm doing 5 sessions of 35 minutes a week. The first 10 sessions being HIIT. So jacking my heart rate up, helping with my endurance, and then just steady state, keeping my heart rate between 130, 140. And so that's diet, that's training, routine. I did go this week to meet with my costume designer, so that piece is taken care of. Arnold US has already booked my flight and my hotel, so that is taken care of. I think the only thing left that I'm going to need to book is my tan once LSR rolls it out for the athletes, and then also my hair and makeup. So I feel pretty buttoned up for Arnold US regards to travel and booking and all of those things. Obviously, still lots of work to do between now and then, before we get on stage, which is fine. I'm just trying to enjoy this prep as much as possible. There is nothing no stone left unturned. I didn't necessarily feel that way in the Olympia. I know I worked my absolute hardest and I gave my absolute best, but come show day, it just wasn't my day. The routine I put on stage wasn't what I had practiced, and I just have to move on from that and know that if I do something that's like a little bit more my style, then I just need to get up there and have fun. And that's what I'm really focusing on this prep, is just enjoying it. Justin will do his job. Me and Whitney will do our job with routine. And then all the other pieces I think are basically buttoned up. So that feels good. Arnold UK, I still have a lot to plan. But I wanted to get all of these things taken care of because a lot of those things flow over. They're for both shows. Like costume is going to be for both shows, that kind of stuff. So just taking care of one thing at a time and going from there. Overall, I'm feeling good. And yeah, I can't believe it. It's in less than 9 weeks. We're going to be leaving for Columbus the Wednesday before. So we'll be leaving 8 weeks from Wednesday. So we're going to keep moving, keep pushing, and just keep doing all the things to put us in the best position to be at our best. And I cannot wait to get back to Columbus. It's been a couple years since I've been on the stage, and Arnold has always been my favorite show. It's just such a great production. Obviously, the Olympia is the epitome of our sport, reaching the mountaintop, but the Arnold is still a world championship show. They run it so well, and they just treat the athletes like top tier. So it's very much a white glove service, and I just can't wait to get back and just see everyone.